We begin in the NBA as we had opening night last night out at Staples Center in LA as the Golden State Warriors beat the LA Lakers 121-113 for the game. Steph Curry, he struggled shooting from the floor. He shot 5 of 19 from the floor. He had 21 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. So he did drop a triple-double. For the Lakers, LeBron James, he had 34 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. I'm sorry, Steph Curry shot 5 of 21 from the floor, and he shot 2 of 8 from three-point range. So my biggest takeaway from the game last night, opening night, y'all know the Lakers had a lot of offseason additions. They traded for Russell Westbrook in the offseason. They signed Carmelo Anthony in free agency, also brought back Dwight Howard, signed Malik Monk. They had a bunch. Rajon Rondo got brought back as well. They had a bunch of off-season additions to the team. So my biggest takeaway from the game last night is Russell Westbrook and how he looked out of place in the opener last night against the Golden State Warriors. Last night, Russell Westbrook, he had only 8 points, shot 4 of 13 from the floor. He had 5 rebounds, 4 assists, but he had 4 crucial turnovers. And the Lakers were a minus 23 in Westbrook's 35 minutes that he played. They were a plus 16 in the minutes when he was on the bench. So, when the Lakers traded for Russell Westbrook, everyone talked about how are Russell Westbrook and LeBron James going to fit Russell Westbrook throughout the course of his career. He has dominated the basketball, and he's always been either the first or second option on a team. On this Lakers team, he is the third option behind LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So it was going to be a major adjustment for Russell Westbrook. And the biggest issue is Westbrook can't shoot. And being on this Lakers team, because we know LeBron James is ball dominant and is a playmaker and has to have the ball in his hands, that means Russell Westbrook has to play off the ball. But when you're playing off the ball, you have to be able to hit perimeter shots. And that's where Russell Westbrook struggles. And that's not his strength. Unlike Steph Curry, unlike Kyrie Irving, unlike Damian Lillard, even unlike Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook's strength is not being able to shoot the basketball. And that's why you saw him struggle last night when he was in the lineup with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So, that's his Achilles heel. That's something that he's not going to get better at. He's just not a good perimeter shooter. And when you're not, when he doesn't have the ball in his hands on this Lakers team, he has to be able to hit perimeter shots. And that's where the Lakers are going to struggle. Also, last night, for 7 minutes, Frank Vogel, he decided to play Russell Westbrook and Rajon Rondo. And while they were on the court together, they were a minus 15. Minus 15. Why? Because there was no perimeter shooting at the point guard position. You can't play Russell Westbrook and Rajon Rondo together, Frank. You just can't do it. They both are great playmakers. Russell Westbrook is a great playmaker when he has the ball in his hands. Rajon Rondo is your typical point guard, one of the greatest point guards in NBA history, from a perspective of being another coach on the floor. But you can't have Russell Westbrook and Rajon Rondo playing together at the same time. But as I watched the game last night, and even after the game, after I thought about what I saw watching Russell Westbrook in his first game playing alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I know Russell Westbrook is an NBA MVP. He's a 9-time All-Star, 2-time NBA All-Star Game MVP. He has the most triple-doubles in NBA history, 184 career triple-doubles. That's more than Oscar Robertson. Y'all remember he passed that record last season. First ballot Hall of Famer, Russell Westbrook. As great as Russell Westbrook is, my takeaway from the game was Russell Westbrook on this Lakers team, for them to be successful, he may have to come off the bench. And I know with a player like Russell Westbrook, the kind of ego that he has, him being a superstar in the NBA and who has accomplished all the things that he's accomplished, I know that's a tough pill to swallow. But if you're talking to Russell Westbrook, you have to ask him, hey, do you want to win an NBA championship or do you want to continue to stuff the stat sheet? If you want to win an NBA championship, Russ, the best option for this Lakers team may be for you to come off the bench. Now, I know that's going to be an issue for us. It's going to be an issue, just like it was an issue for Allen Iverson. Y'all remember when AI got traded to the Detroit Pistons after being in Philadelphia all of those years? AI wasn't trying to come off the bench, but Rip Hamilton also wasn't trying to go to the bench. He wanted to remain a starter on that Pistons team. But you got Allen Iverson, who at the time was still better than Rip Hamilton, who's a superstar, one of the greatest players in NBA history. AI wasn't trying to hear, oh, you might have to come off the bench in Detroit. AI wasn't trying to hear that. So we got to see if Russell Westbrook would be open to the idea of coming off the bench, because it might be what's best for this Lakers team to succeed. Also, my other takeaway from this game, the Lakers, they had two players in double figures in Anthony Davis and LeBron James. The Golden State Warriors had 6 players in double figures. That's why they were able to pull off the upset last night in Staples. So that's another key to the Warriors win last night as well. The Warriors bench outscored the Lakers bench 55-29. So that's a plus 26 for the Warriors in bench points. It's going to be tough for the Lakers to be able to win games when your bench players aren't producing, like Carmelo Anthony, like Malik Monk, like Dwight Howard, like Avery Bradley, although Avery Bradley came in and he had 6 points, hit 2 3-point shots in the fourth. Very, very impressive, and only 8 minutes of action. But Warriors plus 26 with bench points, that's the recipe for a team to be able to pull off an upset, even going up against a juggernaut in the LA Lakers. Also, the Warriors, they shot better from the free throw line than the Lakers in this game. The Warriors, they went 25 of 30 from the free throw line, shot 83%. The Lakers shot 9 of 19 from the free throw line, 47%, which isn't good. That's not good. Anthony Davis, last night from the free throw line, he shot 2 of 7. You got to shoot better from the free throw line, AD. You know you're one of the best players in NBA history. And teams' only chance of stopping you is fouling you. So you have to be able to hit your free throw shots at an elite rate for the Lakers to be successful. LeBron James, he went 5 of 11. I'm sorry, he shot 3 of 6 from the free throw line. So he missed 3 free throws as well. Carmelo Anthony, my man, he went 1 of 2 from the free throw line. And then for whatever reason on the free throw that he missed, he didn't even attempt the free throw. I don't know what the hell was happening on that free throw attempt by Melo. That got to be a legitimate candidate for Shaqtin' a Fool. That's how bad it was. I don't know what Melo was thinking. Like it's like he thought he was shooting his free throw shot and he didn't, for whatever reason. It didn't go all the way through. I don't know what happened there, but the Warriors shot better from the free throw line than the Lakers. So that was another key for the Warriors win. Also, I thought it was amazing how the Warriors, who are considered a jump shooting team, I mean, when you got the likes of Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, 2 of the greatest shooters in NBA history, and then you got Andre Iguodala, who can hit big-time perimeter shots at key moments in games, you would think that the Lakers, with a big team like they have, when you got Dwight Howard at center, you got DeAndre Jordan also playing center, and Anthony Davis, you would think the Lakers would out-rebound the Golden State Warriors. But that's not what happened last night. The Warriors out-rebounded the Lakers 50-45 last night. And if you're a team like the Lakers, you have to win on the boards. That's why you brought back a Dwight Howard. That's why you signed a DeAndre Jordan in free agency. So I thought that was also something that was key that helped the Warriors win this game. That was key, man. And then, like I said, in the fourth quarter, The Lakers gave up 38 points. They gave up 38 points to the Golden State Warriors. You're not going to win in the NBA when you're giving up 38 points in the fourth quarter. And honestly, watching the game, earlier in the game, the Warriors, they missed a lot of open shots. Like the game could have gotten away from the Lakers much earlier than it did. But the Warriors, they were missing a lot of open shots. But I get a lot of credit to the Golden State Warriors because the fact that the Golden State Warriors were able to pull this off in a game where Steph Curry only has 21 points, but he shot 5 of 21 from the floor, 2 of 8 from three-point range. That's an amazing accomplishment for this Golden State Warriors team, a team that has championship expectations, especially once Klay Thompson returns back to the lineup. But if you are the Los Angeles Lakers, that has to give you a cause for concern because Steph Curry didn't have the best game. He really, really didn't. Now, one of their key contributors in this game, Balinka, he came off the bench for the Warriors. He had 15 points. You know, he shot 4 of 10 from the floor overall. You know, he had some very, very key shots, you know, for the Warriors. But I liked how Jordan Poole, he dropped 20 points for the Warriors. And then, you know, you also had Iguodala with 12 points. So they had a lot of players in double figures. 6 players in double figures for the Warriors, only 2 players for the Lakers. And you know what's so crazy is when you look at the box score in this game, given the fact that Anthony Davis and LeBron James, the Lakers' 2 best players, play at a very, very high level, and the Warriors' best player, Steph Curry, didn't play well at all and played like trash in the words of Steph Curry himself, you would have thought the Lakers would have won this game. You would have thought they would have won this game. We got a long season. It's only 1 of 82. Only 1 of 82. But for this Lakers team to be successful, Frank Vogel, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, they may need to really, really seriously consider having a conversation with Russell Westbrook about the possibility of coming off the bench. Let Russell Westbrook run with the second unit. Let him run with the second unit. Let him run with Carmelo Anthony and Malik Monk and Avery Bradley off the bench. And you might have to start Rajon Rondo. You may have to start Rajon Rondo because Rondo and Westbrook on the floor together is a recipe for disaster for the Lakers. Neither one of them can shoot. Neither one of them can shoot. So that was my biggest takeaways from the Lakers game 1 loss to the Golden State Warriors.